friends, this lesson will cover the things that you should remember while attempting the listening test. So the first thing is managing time. You have to manage your time appropriately in examination hall. The short breaks which are given to you, like 30 seconds before every 5 questions till part 3 and 45 seconds break before the beginning of part 4, needs to be utilized properly. You cannot waste this time by looking here and there in the examination hall. Rather, you should give your 100% attention in reading, understanding and analyzing the question in the beginning of the module only. 10 minutes also given for answer transfer. In this case, you need to transfer your answer within this stipulated time period. Otherwise, you will end up leaving your columns blank in the answer sheet. So be vigilant. So the next important thing is marking the keywords. You need to underline the keywords which you feel are important to find the correct answer. There will be different keywords in different types of questions. Like in multiple choice question, the keywords will be there in the options given. In case you'll get fill-ups, then the keywords will be near to the blank, like on the left side of the blank or the right side of the blank. Then in case of short answer questions, you have to mark the keywords in the question statement itself. And last, in case of map, you have to find the keywords in directions, like you can mark the directions properly, or the places given in the map. You need to mark those to find the correct answer. If you'll mark these keywords properly, then you can easily identify what the speaker is saying. But if you'll not mark these properly, then definitely what the conversation is going on, you cannot match that conversation with that of the question asked. So, important is marking the keywords, and you need to look out for synonyms as well, because sometimes speaker will use the different words as compared to the questions given. So in that case, you need to be aware of certain synonyms which are used in listening test, and this will come with practice. So the next point is speed. You have to try to match the pace of the speaker. The speed increases with the preceding parts, as we'll talk about part 1 of listening test and part 2 of listening test. The speed of the speaker will remain slow. But as we move on to part 3rd and part 4th, the speed will increase with the preceding parts. So in that case, you need to match up in 3rd and 4th part with the pace of the speaker, because the first 2 parts will be the easiest one in comparison to the rest of the parts. So if you are unable to find one answer in part 3 and part 4 either, do not waste time in recalling that answer. You just need to move on with other answer. So moving on is the best part if you'll not match the speed of the speaker. Then comes the instructions. You need to read and listen to the instructions carefully, and you have to follow them accurately and answer it in a correct way. This means if you are given that you have to write one word answer, then it means that you just have to write one word. You cannot write 2-word answer. And if the instructions are saying 2 or 3 words answer, you can either write 1 word, 2-word or 3-word answer in the blanks or in short question answers. So, following the instructions are important in case of marking your answers correct. Sometimes there are instructions given like you can write 1-word answer and or a number. This means that if in case you are given a date like 23rd November as an answer, so you can write 23rd number as well as November in word to fulfill the demand of the question. So this is the correct way of writing the answer. Then comes opinion alteration. Always concentrate on the words revealing the change of the opinion of the speaker. During the listening, the opinion of the speaker changes from his previous opinions in some questions, just to confuse the candidates. In that case, remember the second or the changed opinion of the speaker will always be correct. Here is one example just to clarify this doubt. If the speaker says, "My daughter is very sick. We thought that she is suffering from pneumonia, but the doctors declared that she is having a severe lung infection." And if the question comes, what is the actual problem her daughter is suffering from? So the second opinion is from but. Like this is the contradictory connector. So if the speaker is using but, then after the contradiction, the most likely answer will be there. So if the question is asking about the actual problem, so severe lung infection is the answer, which is the actual problem of a daughter. So this is how opinion alteration vary, and you have to follow the correct answer while listening to the conversation very carefully by focusing on certain linking words. Then is the prediction of the answer. Sometimes it is easy to predict the type of the answer asked in the listening paper. Especially in part 1, there are certain questions asked regarding the name of a person, or any number is asked, or any date is asked, a currency value, whether it is a dollar sign or a pound sign given, or any color is asked, or the address, and so on. There are lots of details which can be asked and which are easy to predict. But there are certain questions where the prediction becomes difficult. In that case, you have to look for certain words like what, where, why, when, how. So these questions will definitely help you to find the correct answer. If the what word is said, that means you need to mention a particular thing, that what is happening or what kind of situations are given there in the listening paper. If where is asked, that means you have to write the name of the place. Maybe the speaker will use a certain place or a word depicting a place, then you have to write that word if the question contains where. Why? That means you have to mention a particular reason in 1, 2, or 3 words, whatever the instructions given for that question. Then comes when. This means that you have to give the particular time. So the predictions are very clear here, that what kind of questions you will get and what kind of answer you have to look for. The last is how. If how is given, that how you manage to come at time, again you have to mention a particular reason here only. So all these things help you to find the correct answer in case of prediction. So here I have mentioned one example, when Lucy and Jane have to submit the assignment. This when word helps you predict the answer, like you can easily analyze that they are asking about the time or the exact date when both of them have to submit those assignments. So whenever the speaker will say or talk about any time or any date such as 9th of April, so you just have to write 9th of April like this, and here only the prediction will work. If you'll miss out this when word in the question, then you will not be able to match up with the speaker because you actually lag in the predicting part. So it's important to do the prediction of all these things and all the things like what, when, where, why if given in the question. Now next comes the focus. Focus on the words which speaker emphasize on. You find that some words are spelled by the speaker which are usually stressed. So always look for the change in the tone of the speaker. If the speaker changes the tone, then definitely it is better to pick out those words and try to suit out for the given question. For example, there are certain words like name, place, age, country name, or currency values, and so on. There are so many details which the speaker stress on while speaking. So at that time, just carefully analyze those words and pick out those words to suit your correct answers. So focus is also very important in finding the answers. Now, last but not the least is the repetition of words. You do not have the right to write those words which are already written in the question paper, such as if the question says rent, an option given here is dollar dash. Now, this word is already written in the question paper, that's dollar. So, in the answer sheet, if question 1 column is given, you just have to write the number. That is, say suppose they are saying, I'll give 5,000 rent. So the answer is 5,000. So in the answer sheet, you will write 5,000 only, but not the dollar sign. You cannot write this because it is already written in the question booklet. And it is also important that you will write each and every letter in capital just for more clarification. But if you are writing in small letter, make sure that the proper nouns like name, this is called the proper noun. So in that case, you can write those proper nouns with the first letter in capital, like Lucy with L capital, UCY. But I will recommend that each and every letter should be capital because it gives more clarification to the examiner to check your answers.